Hey, good morning everyone. This is TC, your guiding chariot. Welcome to your daily reading for May 20, I think it's the 23rd today, May 23rd, something like that. All right. Feeling back to normal, feeling like I'm getting back to myself, so we're doing the full reading today, so yay, hallelujah. I kind of want to start, before we get into the aspects, I want to start with our rune, because when I pulled it, this guy felt real significant today, as he's hiding from me. So we got Wunjo today, great rune of personal joy, happiness, fulfillment, and this rune really asks the question, what do you need to feel happy? What makes you feel, what makes you feel fulfilled? And for some reason, normally to me when I get this rune, like I literally just talk about like do what makes you happy. Just enjoy yourself. Don't worry about it. Don't do the responsible thing. Do the thing that just lights you up. You know, what makes you feel gassed up. For some reason, Tate, there's a different connotation here. It feels different. I don't know how else to put it. But it's literally like a serious question. Like, what would bring you joy right now? Almost like there's an alignment of sorts. Kind of in a sense where like you've evolved, as so have your needs, so have your desires. But it's like what you think your desires are, or what behaviors you're portraying aren't aligned with this new update. It's like if you think about like your iPhone, you know, or your smartphone, you know, and you update to version 3.3, but you're still operating like it's 3.1. That's kind of what's happening. Like seeing this rune pop up literally is kind of like, it's just, hey, really, what would make you happy right now? Because you've grown, you've evolved, you know you've changed, yet why are we still lacking? Why does this not feel amazing? Because it is, but it doesn't feel that way. So what would make you happy right now? What shift do you feel like hasn't happened? When really, honestly, it probably has. But it's like we're operating from an old format. That's kind of what I'm getting off of this rune. Really how our personal growth has really gotten us to a much different place. Yet almost like mentally we're still operating from the older version and we need to catch up. So really, what would make you happy right now? What old behaviors are you still doing that aren't in alignment? And it could be, and the most simplest and probably easiest, and maybe it's coming to mind because it's the most relatable, but this idea of being super people pleasing, allowing yourself to say yes to things that really you don't want to do, but you do because you know someone's asking this of you. And I'll say that does feel good to feel needed in that way. So there is a little bit of that in there, but at the end, it's like you didn't get what you needed out of that exchange. You know what I mean? Like you still feel like you got the short end of the stick. Behaviors like that is what I feel like this rune is really trying to bring attention to. And to say, hey, what would make you happy? How would this be different for you to feel 100% fulfilled? Because honestly, if this is relating, and I'm kind of talking to myself right now when I say this, you know, if you are doing something like that, and by the end of this interaction, no matter what it is, whether it's work or it's personal, it's just, you know, between you and a friend, you and a partner, who knows. I guarantee you're doing the most and your best to make sure the other person is walking away completely satisfied and getting everything they need. Yet they walk away and you're still like, well, I wish that had ended slightly differently. You know, I wish I got XYZ out of that. This rune is really trying to ask, what's that XYZ? How can we change things up so that both parties are getting what they need? You know, why is it only one way at this moment? We can both benefit from this exchange. That's what I feel is coming through with this rune, all right? Now, if I link this to our aspects, we have 3 lunar aspects I want to talk about. We have the moon in a trine to the sun, which is usually a really great kind of let it go, easy breezy, flowing, everything feels aligned kind of energy, which is great. We like this energy. This is beautiful. It's literally just like, just let it be. Everything's fine. Like, just relax, dude. Like, it's very that. It's the next 2 that I think are going to be the ones most of us really need to lean in on. And I say we need to lean in on it because it's a square, which obviously we're going to deal with, and a trine. And trines are very supportive, but sometimes this energy is so easy we don't even realize that we're working with it, and it just kind of slides right past us, and we don't really take advantage of it. So I want to make sure I bring it up, and honestly, because it's going to help with this square. So we have the moon in a square to Uranus, which can be like our disaster aspect. It can make you a little more accident prone. Definitely brings a lot of disruptions and just surprise things that just feel bothersome and get in the way. Distractions almost. But it's all these like sudden surprise things that pop up and deter you and slow you down. And it's interesting because these things, I don't know, just the way it feels like these disruptions, whatever's falling into your path, whatever's kind of like literally it's like you walking along a little forest path and all these like trees keep falling in front of you and just giving you obstacle after obstacle out of nowhere. But honestly, these obstacles, although this is a square and it's a challenging aspect, it feels like these hurdles are kind of coming in to get you, one, to really bring your awareness to this situation. Because I feel like every one of these trees falling, every one of these hurdles is one of these behaviors that stand in the way, one of these behaviors that need to be updated and changed. And literally this square is forcing them in your face and making you deal with it and making you look at it. Either, you're just going to continue to allow the same behavior to go on and go on and go on, and you're just going to stumble over each tree. Not what I want you to do. But a lot of it, especially with this aspect dealing with Uranus, this particular aspect really ups your self-reliance, your like self-independence and things like that. So sometimes with this rune, you feel so independent that you don't want help, or you don't want to talk about things, you don't want to like get other people involved or bounce ideas off other people. You're like, I got this, I'm going to do this my own way, I'm going to do this myself. I don't need anyone. And just the communication stops, and you just kind of start jumping hurdles. The second aspect is the moon is in a trine to Mercury. So you're getting assistance from Mercury to really open up this communication. This is definitely something you want to pull a partner in, or it's something you want to be very communicative about. Talking to people, saying, hey, you know what, I know in the past I've just let this happen and allowed this to be, and it's fine, it's not your fault, but I need you to know that moving forward, like, I'm going to need you to give me this or support me in this way. I can't let that go any longer, because honestly I'm left feeling a certain way after it. And honestly, they probably don't know, because they feel great and feel fulfilled after this experience, and they probably think it's happening that way for both sides. I think this Mercury trine is coming to really help you to get that point across. And I will say, in a way, it makes conversation easier, but I will say this aspect, this moon trine Mercury, isn't making it easier for you to speak. It's not helping you necessarily get the words out. What it's helping is making sure the communication is effective. So if you can muster up the courage, because that's what the square is trying to do, is trying to give you the strength to commit and make a decision and act on it and really speak your truth and say your opinion. This trine is making sure that message is received appropriately and it's absorbed, and it's not, met with criticism or someone lashes out at you. It's making that conversation smoother and making the other person really receptive to it. That's where the assistance is coming. So don't think that someone's just going to stumble into this conversation. Like, you're still going to have to act on it. Like, you need to be the one that really is expressing what you need and your feels, but that trine is helping that conversation to be accepted properly. All right, so know that's where the support is, and I just wanted to bring that up because I bet there's some of you out there that can definitely relate to that. But honestly, that's what I'm getting from this rune. It's just this need to adjust to make sure you really are getting everything you need out of these interactions with people. Whether these are friends, partners, lovers, like, who knows what they are. It could be family. But you can't be allowing yourself to, I don't want it to be used like a doormat, because I don't think it's necessarily that extreme, but that's just an extreme example of what is going on. Woo! That was okay, we're not taking the one that came face down. Yep, we're going to take them all. I was going to put some back, but no, we're just going to take them all. Flip you over, my friend. Very blue color palette going on here. Alright, so actually let me show them all to you and then we'll talk about them. So we've got the White Rose of Hope. Beautiful image, number 30. Love that. Moon Dance. I always think of like the tides and shifts and cycles when I get this card. Sleeping Beauty's Dream. Totally unrelated, total side story. I am stoked for Maleficent 2. I have been rewatching that trailer for days. Can't wait for Maleficent Mistress of Evil. Sorry, I saw Sleeping Beauty's Dream. Couldn't let it go. Little Briar Rose moment. And then Protective Nest. It's the last one we got. That's a hairdo. Alright. I love that we have two cards that have roses. The White Rose of Hope and then Sleeping Beauty. There's all these roses and these thorns around her hair. You know, I was gonna get the book, but I'm just feeling we don't need it. All right, let's just talk it out, shall we? All right, so these two lovelies are two rose beauties, our White Rose of Hope and Sleeping Beauty's Dream. These honestly feel very connected. They honestly feel very connected. But I almost feel like this guy, our White Rose of Hope, is the dream. Almost like you're a Sleeping Beauty, dreaming of what could be, what should be, what you want, you know, what this perfect vision would look like. And that's really where all the hope lies. And it's funny, this is probably the first time I've ever seen hope as I don't want to say negative, but almost as a downfall. You know, it's the dream, but the whole point of this is to make the dream the reality. Right now it only exists in the dream. Like you're just longing and waiting for this to become the reality, but you're just lying in bed dreaming about it and not necessarily doing anything about it. Like you're living in this little fantasy world up in her head. Just living in this dream state where, you know, oh, I'm gonna get the things I want, people are gonna treat me the way I want to be treated, you know. Let me look at this card. It feels like a wish, because even it almost looks like this figure is like praying or casting a wish with her eyes closed and her hands over her heart. There's this strong desire inside of you. And I'm not even saying that's a bad thing. All of these wishes start as desire. Everything we want to manifest in our life, it starts internal. It starts as a dream. So I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but we need to move this out of the ethereal into the 3D world so we can fully experience it, not just feel it. But it's a great thing that you are feeling it. But I feel like this has been the state we've been sitting in for far too long, thinking that this was enough. And it's not. We need a little bit more. We need a little bit more than just hope. We need some action. We need some effort. And I think that's where the Moon Dance is coming in. Because it's really about cycles and shifting and moving into a new way of being. Because even the Moon Dance is still kind of dreamlike in quality. Like here you are tiptoeing over this tightrope, holding the moon like a balloon. But I always think of the Moon Dance, like how the moon dances with the tides and causes these shift in cycles. Honestly, it's time to wake up. Like that's really what's going on here, and bring this dream into reality. To me, this protective nest is kind of like the wall of thorns that grew up around Sleeping Beauty's castle. I mean, that technically was protective, like no one would get to her, but it also created a lot of barriers. It barred the prince's way to her. I feel like this dreamland has been a protective nest for us and kept us, it gave us hope, and it helped it live and thrive, and it helped us, operate from an optimistic, hopeful place. But it's time for Birdie to fly the nest. It's time for us to get out there. Even this visual, of how there's like this little nest up here with the bird and the eggs, and then there's like this massive giant egg kind of tucked away, hiding underneath the skirt. To me that's really indicative of, if you leave the nest, look at what bigger surprises exist outside. Like look at what's waiting for you outside of this tiny little nest, this little protective, safe comfort zone. I mean, yes, there's unknown. Yes, there's wild, unimaginable opportunities for both, joy and disappointment. So yes, it goes both ways. But honestly, this big dream of yours lies out there, and this dream is never going to fit in this nest. It's just not possible. It's not going to happen. Like, you're going to have to go to it. You're going to have to step outside for you to find it. Like, honestly, these oracles to me are really speaking about this new phase and stepping out of the idea that hope is enough. And hope is powerful. I'm not trying to belittle, the power of hope by any means, but it isn't enough. To make those things real, it does require action. And honestly, it feels like now is the time to act. Now we have to, start walking the walk, not just talking the talk. All right. I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm giving you the most somber reading ever. I was trying to keep these all light and happy, and I feel like this one I'm like, grow up. I guess my angels today are real serious. They're like, no. We need you to deliver a message today. Not about having fun. I think I'm going to cut these bad boys today. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Let's see what the bottom deck is. Look at that. Bottom of the deck, Palace of Coins, our place of abundance, where all our dreams and wishes are fulfilled. Good Lord. Alright, let's talk about these cards. I'm going to clarify some of them too, because I'm just like, this is too good. Alright, so starting off real strong, 10 of Cups. So definitely a lot of us right now really taking a lot of time and putting a lot of intention into this fairy tale ending, whether this is romance, whether this is work, personal, spiritual, whatever this happy ending looks like for you. Definitely occupying many of your thoughts right now. We have two majors after that. Justice card. Also Temperance. So let's get it out of the way. Libra, Sagittarius, so you could be either of those signs, you could be dealing with one of those signs. Honestly, these two energies coming together, so Justice is always my karmic order card. Very karmic, very equalizing, harmonizing, you get in what you get out. This Justice card has been popping up a lot. And this was something I was reading about the Scorpio new moon. There was a lot of karmic releasing with this moon. So I'm not surprised that this card, like in my clients' readings, in our recorded readings, it's popped up in some of the end of the month readings. Like, karmic things are coming up for everyone. Everyone. Literally, it's everywhere. So all these karmic blockages are really being opened up, and all this stuff is bubbling to the surface that some of us really need to deal with. So Justice popping up to equalize, to bring things into balance. Where you've been lacking, it's helping to give. Where you've been suffering, it's helping to heal. Where you've been taking things, taking advantage, it's going to cut that out. So it's working both ways. This Temperance card, to me, whenever I get a Temperance card, it's all about patience and divine timing. This is my divine timing card. with these two coming up together, this equalizing that's happening with the Justice card, whatever karmic releasing, it's happening in due time. It's happening in due time. What is it trying to bring to you? Two of Cups. I almost want to say that some of you, especially my singles, I feel like this is a lot for my singles looking for their Two of Cups, looking for this relationship. I feel like some of you have kind of gone through a setback or a disappointment. Here we have, it's a 7, right? I want to make sure I remembered. So we have the 7 of Wands, we also have the 7 of Swords. So interesting, we have both 7s. And I say it's a setback because the 7 of Wands really is an energy where it feels like all the energies in the world are against you. Everyone's opinions are against you. Nothing seems to be going right. Why are you the only one that thinks this way, believes this way, sees this vision? Everyone else thinks it's wrong, thinks something else is better. They're not listening. The 7 of Swords is all about mischief, something going on behind your back, secrets, manipulation, trickery, deception, all these types of energies. I feel like something happened that felt like a step back. And what I want to say is that it is not. We're working with divine timing. Whatever feels like a setback, honestly, you're still moving in the right direction. Don't lose hope. Like I told you, you've been living in this little hope bubble, and then something, you need to step out where things don't always go so well. It's not always the most comfortable and so easy. But you need to step out of this little dream state. Take the hope with you, because that's what's gonna guide your way. That's what's gonna keep you focused on that ideal, whatever this dream is. So I'm not saying abandon hope, but something has happened that shook it a little bit. You're like, oh my God, but I thought this was the one. I thought this was where we were gonna meet. I felt like this was the moment. And then you experience it, and it wasn't what you had dreamed of. It wasn't the fantasy version that you had imagined. Don't worry about it. You're right. You wanted it to be this thing, but it's not. That's because it's not time yet. This karmic retribution that's coming with the Justice card and Temperance, I almost feel like it's coming up. These cards are coming up to reassure you. Yes, I know you felt a setback. There was a reason for it. Because maybe, honestly, what I kind of want to say is like maybe this is the person. And this is just an example, but maybe this is the person. But the pieces haven't quite fallen into place yet. So this was a taste of it. Maybe you both need to step away, have it, and then give it some time, and then you get another chance, and it will work out differently. Or this is just a taste of what it could feel like, and you're gonna bump into someone new who ticks off all the boxes. Instead of ticking off like 7 out of 10, this person ticks out all 10. Don't let this setback deter you. Keep the hope alive. Stay focused on your passion, this dream, this wish. It's coming. But don't get fooled just because things feel tough. Right? I really want to wrap this up because we're going over 20 minutes, but I want to go through bottom. So we got Palace of Coins. Oh, look at that. 9 of Swords, fear, worry, anxiousness. 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups. Why did I say 10 of Cups? I'm looking down here. 10 of Swords. I love these two together. So yes, dealing with some anxiety, some fear, some worry, but it's coming to an end. The end is very near for that. And look what's coming up after that. Reunion with the 3 of Cups. Literally what I was just talking about. So this is celebration. This is reunion. Look. And then you have the Star card. Hope. Here's hope again. I'm just going to keep going. Devil card. So this is definitely has to do with fear, but this can talk about not being in control and letting the, I was going to say fear, but it feels more like letting the panic, letting the anxiety run you. Instead of really letting this energy come to rest, letting that fuel you and letting that mess with your mind. Like, it's almost like here you are trapped in the cage, like letting all of that mess with you and put you in a darker place. When look what lies on the other side of that. The Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles. Abundance and true love. Don't let the fear consume you. Do not. Hang on to hope, but you want to be acting out of that place of positivity and knowing your worth, knowing your value, knowing that you deserve this. Because you do. You honestly do. And you need to feel that. You need to know that you're worthy, you're capable, you know, you're talented enough, you're strong enough, you're caring enough, you know, you're attractive enough, all of these things that fall under, you know, this requirements of to meet this goal. You have it all already. You have it all. And that may be what the oracles are speaking to as well. You don't only have it in the dream world, you don't only have it in the fantasy. You know, you're not wishing for these qualities. You already possess them. You have them all. You could have gone home at any time, Dorothy. All you do is click your heels. You know, like, it's literally that. I keep using that analogy over and over again. But legit, like, that is the moment we're in. Like, you need to realize, you know, this wonderful version of yourself that exists that is entitled to everything you want. And the sooner you get there, the sooner all of this opens up. All right? Ooh. No shame, I literally feel like I just read myself. Like, I was definitely included in all of that. Whew, I needed to hear that just as much as you guys. But, alright, I'm going to wrap it up here before we sit here and talk for an hour. Oh my god, if ever and whenever I do a meet and greet, I feel like it's just going to be us talking story over a bunch of cards for like, for days, and just having a grand old time. We'll just bring snacks and just pull cards for an entire afternoon and just talk story. It just feels like that's what's going to happen. Alright, my loves, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much as always. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know how you're enjoying the new setup. I know the camera is in a weird spot. I'm so used to having it so you guys can see the cards, and now you have this like sideways angle. Let me know how you feel about that. Let me know how that's working out. Just so I know what I should shift if, you know, that's the case. But yeah, sending you the best, sending you guys my love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit me up in the comment section below. Give this video a like and subscribe if you're not already. And as always, if you want to connect with me, comment section down below. You can DM me on Instagram at The Guiding Chariot. If you want to book a private session with me, all that info will be in the description box. Alright, take care my lovelies, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.